Can you hear me? Okay, just let me know. Give me a countdown. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the first race of the GP4 OC DTM 2022 season. I'm your commentator, Robert Ionescu, and today I will be commentating alone. I haven't tried solo commentary in a long while, and I'm doing today's race because I will most likely not be able to take part in commentary for the Baku F2 race. So because of family matters, so I will probably not do that one. So I'm doing this one instead. And it's good to see you, everybody. Good to see you. Uh, like there is no Danny today. He is resting, and there is no Blake. It is just me. So let's get on with the grid then, shall we? It is Maxim Titkov on pole position. He took pole position yesterday with Josh Finks in second on his DTM debut. Former champion Daniel Fraser is in third, with Muhammad Usman Hamid fourth. Matter Sturvik is P5 in the Rosberg, followed by Jay McKenzie in the RBM. Afterwards, it is Victor Bobo in seventh and Will Neller in eighth for Team Britain. Rubino Gonzalez is ninth for Mercedes AMG, and Juho Sopanen is in P10 on his debut. DJ Bapiro is 11th, followed by Xavier Weed, and it is Gabriel Quintino and Will Parrish. Franco Gamba is only in 15th, the reigning top class champion, followed by Max Skillen making his DTM debut. Afterwards, it is Blake Moore and Sam Fact, followed by Link Campana and Roland Mochin. Then on the back row of the grid, it is Dennis Graf making his DTM debut and Michael Clark for Team Britain. All right, what is the weather going to be like? 47 laps of action, and there is a small chance of rain after the race, but the race itself should be bright and sunny. All right, here we go then. Are you ready for this race? I think it should be an exciting one. Strategies, of course, will be important, but we'll talk about those when we get to it. Now then, it's a short run down towards the first corner, and yeah, not too many opportunities for the car in second to take the lead. So Titkov should be able to hold on. Ready? It's time to get racing here in Germany. Titkov on the right of the screen, Fings on the left of the screen, who's going to get a better start and take the lead into the first corner. As we've got 5 lights. And now we've got 0 lights. We are racing. It's a good launch from the front too, but I think Titkov should hold on. In towards the north curve we go. And yes, Titkov does hold on. Finks is in second. As looks like many cars are trying to jostle for position here. A big slowdown at the back. Has there been contact? Yes, there has. There's been damage for a few cars, including Link Campana. He's taken some damage. Right, let's see what happened. The Sopanen is up in 12th place. Make that knife because he's been overtaken there by Neller. Rubino Gonzalez trying to race as well, but let's take a look further back. And Parrish ran into... No, he didn't. He just scrolled to a halt and then was hit from behind. And it looks like... Oh, and there was an arc further back. Graf did it as well. Let's see, did he trigger it? It looks like he very well did. He ran into the back of... I'm not quite sure who that is, but it was Campana who he ran into the back of, and then Campana ran into the back of Blake Moore and chopped off his rear wing. And Skillen involved as well. He's taken damage too. So that's at least 3 cars with damage. It's chaos already, as Josh in the chat. But Maxim Titkov is leading the race. As now Turek is attacking. He's defending from Iboba. Meanwhile, Xavier Wee is in 10th place and stays there. Gonzalez down in P12. As looks like Titkov is pulling away quite substantially for the time being. Rule 1, never hit your teammate then. Quintino with a... Right, sorry, what did I miss? As we're on to lap 2 of this race. I'm not sure what I missed, honestly, but nevertheless, Hamid is in 6th place here, and he's trying to raise the cars near him. As the cars with damage are coming into the pits, Fraser is up in the 2nd. He's already taken things unseen by me. As now Bobo is going for a move on Mohammed Usman Hamid. Can the perennial DTM driver make the move? Yes, he can. In towards the hairpin of Spitzkala. He's made the move stick nicely. Meanwhile, Blake Moore in the pits as well. Sopanen has just been overtaken by Gonzalez. Drops down out of place. Gama gets in front of him as there is a brilliant dive bomb. Brilliant dive bomb. I'm not quite sure who that is, but he's made that dive work brilliantly on Victor Bobo. I think that was. And now TJ Bapiro is trying to make a move into the start of the stadium section. And now in towards Zach's curve. Can he go for the move? No, there's not enough space. And if you can't make a move there, you won't be able to make a move for the rest of the lap. Titkov leads by 1.6 seconds in the meantime, and just as the new fastest lap of the race. Alright. As Finks is down in 3rd, here we have Bapiro. Oh, it looks like he's having a little bit of understeer and he's going off track. DJ Bapiro was forced wide, and Max Killen rejoins in all this hot mess. He's going to be holding up everyone, and there's been a crash. There's been a big crash. Gonzalez is involved as well. He takes damage, and he runs over and loses part of his bonnet there. But my goodness me, what happened there? I need to take a replay, as I think I realized how to avoid the lag flow. As long as I'm not in full screen, I shouldn't have any lag. But let's see what happened here. Gonzalez. Oh, looks like he just got shot damage on his own. Yeah, he was pushed off and took some damage over debris. Parrish was the one who triggered this contact look. He ran to the back of the orange car, and this forced the orange car of Gamba, of course, and forced Gonzalez wide as well. Gamba has taken damage too, so he's gonna need to come into the pits. Another 3 cars with repair bills. Looks like the engineers are gonna be quite busy after the race. Sorry, the mechanics. The mechanics, not the engineers. I forgot for a second it's the mechanics who fix the cars, not the engineers. My mistake. But nevertheless, Titkov has increased his advantage up to 2.1 seconds, so that is obviously goody for him. Fraser is in 2nd. Looks like Finks is still holding on to 3rd, I think. Torvik is in P6 in front of the Bobo. Bapiro is down to 12, of course, and the fact is trying to get closer to him. Looks like Gamba is being overtaken meanwhile by Parrish, both of them with damage, of course, but so they are racing each other as Hamid sets the fastest lap. Brilliant stuff on 120.8. We have Jay McKenzie attacking Josh Finn. Can he make the move in towards the 2nd corner? The 3rd corner, sorry. He's tried to go for it, but he couldn't quite pull it off, I'm afraid. Now into turn 2 there. As now McKenzie's getting a great run onto Josh Finks. He's gonna have the inside for the hairpin. Through the parabolica we go. And Jay McKenzie's gonna go down the inside. Can he take the podium place? Why, yes he can. That was quite easy. And looks like he'll be pitting in about 16 or so laps time. He might be on the 2-stop or he might be on the 1-stop. I'm not certainly sure. As now Finks is trying to fight back. Look, he's diving down the inside and he's retaken 3rd. That is brilliant. McKenzie's gonna have to do all that hard work once again. And he's under pressure as well. So the former top class champion is under a lot of pressure right now from behind. I'm not sure who it is in 5th, but pressurizing. Yellows. We got yellows at the 2nd corner. And it's Blake Moore. He's had an incident. Who did he collide with? Can he avoid taking damage on this AstroTurf? Yes, he avoids taking damage, but he's lost a hell of a lot of time. What happened there? Who was that? It was Will Parrish coming out of the pits, and he's already been involved in another incident. Dear God. Blake Moore try to go for the inside. Looks like Parrish moved under braking there and caused Moore to have a little bit of a half spin. As now McKenzie's going down the inside of things into the 1st corner. He can't make it. Can't make it stick. As look at this, there's a move from the black car down the inside of Mackenzie. Can he take the place? Yes, he can, but will Mackenzie try to fight back? He will try to fight back. I'm not sure who the black car is. It's Hamid, who has the fastest lap, of course. So Hamid makes the lap to fourth, and this is giving Josh Fink some breathing spaces. Now Victor Bobo and Matush Turvik are trying to jump into this battle as well. Turvik is going to go down the inside, but Mackenzie's already there. Turvik backs out. Mackenzie goes for it. He goes for it, but he can't get Hamid. So Hamid holds on to fourth, but Sam Factas, not Sam Factas, will never overtake Bobo. Josh Fings has pulled away a little bit of a gap. Mackenzie's gonna go diving now down the inside, and he retakes fourth. He's not wasting any time there, is he? As Neller has overtaken a Bobo, so he's gone past his fellow compatriot. And nice and easy there by Bobo is trying to fight back into. Where's the right hander? There was no way he could make that move work though. Do you like the commentary so far, by the way, guys? Do let me know. Helps my self-esteem a lot. But in the meantime, this is a very fun race, I have to agree, once you say flow. 3.1 seconds the gap. Titkov increases his advantage over Fraser. Fings is still in third, though I'm not sure for how much longer because Mackenzie and Hamid are coming. Hi Rubinho. Parrish pushed Gamba into you, forcing you off the track, and you took damage on your own over the debris. That's what happened. As Coutinho makes a move around the outside of the Eintracht Parabolica. Sorry, not Eintracht. I was thinking Eintracht Farfu for a second. But now here comes Hamid down the inside of Mackenzie. This fight is never ending between these two, and Hamid takes the position back. As now Xavier Wee makes a move. He's overtaken Victor Bobo. The Brit drops another place. Hamid, meanwhile, back and forth. Will Mackenzie try to dive like he did a lap ago? He's not close enough on this occasion. Bobo's thinking about a dive here, but he decides not to go for it at the Mercedes corner. We confirmation there that he's overtaken the Bobo. And the Bobo is trying to fight back here into Mobile 1. He's ran into the back of him slightly, but not a lot of contact. So Bobo's gonna have to make do with 9 for the time being. Titkov, meanwhile, continues to stretch his lead. And he's having a hell of a time right now, isn't he? Pulling away from Fraser as well, but I have a 10th there. As I got a text from somebody else for a second, so I'll take my eyes off the stream for just a little bit. Right, here goes Fact down the inside. And he takes 12th place. Sorry about the little interruption there, but I'm back now. Oh, yellow flags at the Mercedes corner. It's Will Parrish. He's out of this race. What has happened to him there? Has he had a problem and then been into a wall in disgust? Or did he collide with somebody? I think he's had a problem given by the lights on his steering wheel. But yes, he has had a problem. What problem was it?
With the damage. And what happened?
Yeah, that was really bad. I mean,
Oh, it's a puncture. A puncture is taking care of Will Parrish, and his race has gone from bad to worse, and is now over. Yellow flags, of course, for this section of track. So anyone who thinks about a dive better think twice about it. But yeah, Titkov, 3.6 seconds. He's pulling another 2/10 on Fraser. Mackenzie in 5th place as Wee is pressurizing the car in front of him. Is that Victor or Bobo? Yes, Bobo has re-overtaken Wee. Did he do it? I think he did before yellows, so he should be good. As look at this. This is going to be a big fight for, well, it'll be 3rd place because I believe everyone will catch up to things. As Franco is being a little happy that Parrish retired there in the chat. But nevertheless, on to the next lap we go. And Wee is trying to fight with Bobo, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move into North Curve. He's going for it, but just not close enough. Maybe in towards turn 3, because I think the exit of North Curve counts as a corner as well. So this is turn 3. Now the inside he goes, he can't take the position. He's going to have to wait. As now Dennis Graf, who started at the back, of course, makes another move. Clark as well. Clark and Graf start on the back row. Now they're pushing and gaining places. Here goes Wee against the Bobo. He has the inside line into the Spitzkehrer. Can he take the position? and retakes the position. He's back up in 8th place. He's overtaken Victor Bobo, but will now be trying to pull away from him. As here goes TJ Bapiro, he retakes 14th place. Bobo, meanwhile, yellow flags have been lifted, so he's free to dive, but he doesn't dive. He decides to stay behind as Graf, I think, has just been overtaken. Oh, yes, he has by Bapiro there earlier. Apologies for not remembering. But nevertheless, Graf now is trying to pressurize Bapiro and retake the position into Mobile 1. There's no way he could do that. Nope, he can take the position there. Flo, can you send me the track map over on our private chat as well? Because you sent the chat with Danny. So can you just send me the track map, please? As the race continues. Thank you very much, Flo. Ibobo tried to have a look at Ween to turn 1 and lost out a lot. It happens usually when you fail to make the move at turn 1. If you succeed, the other car will be forced off track. If you fail, you will lose a lot of time. And as a result, Gabriel Quintino has taken full advantage of that and taken 9th place of the British driver. As now Michael Clark goes down the inside. Graf locks up heavily, and Clark is through up at the 15th place. Sopanen, meanwhile, is next to pressure Ibobo. Can Sopanen make his way into the top 10? Points are for top 8 if my memory serves right, but Sopanen is going to go down the inside of Victor Bobo, and at the Spitzkehre, he has not taken the position. Right, as I got a text. But is Sopanen close enough to think about a dive in towards the Mercedes corner? No, he is not. Right, I'm back. What have I missed? Hope I haven't missed anything. But yeah, Flo, it looks like if I'm not using full screen, I'm not getting any of that lag. So, well, of course, I won't see the details of the screen share so well. It's alright, I can still see them just fine. As Mackenzie is pushing, here we have some fact, he is pressuring his former rival from the Entrance Series, Juho Sopanen. He's gonna go for the outside here in towards turn 2. Surely not. No, no way. Turn 3, sorry. Or the Infart Parabolica, of course. He's tried to go for the move but couldn't, and as a result lost out a lot of time, and he's not going to be close enough to make a move into the hairpin. So he's going to have to wait. Here we have Daniel Fraser, who is in a pretty comfortable second position at the moment. Safe to say. So, yeah, not much else to say other than that, to be honest with you. Quintino is up in the 9th meanwhile, of course, and there's a 2.5 second gap between Fraser and Finks. I'm not sure what their fuel loads are like. Fraser has 16 laps of fuel, but I'm not sure about Finks. So I'm not certain as to why the pace difference is like. And Finks is actually fuel lighter. So Fraser has better pace than Finks, even though he's got 4 laps more worth of fuel in his wagon. So Finks will be pitting a little earlier. Could be on the 2-stop strategy, of course. Flo, we have 1 stops and 2 stops here still, right? Or am I wrong? Okay, good. Well, there's that. Hamid is closing on to Finks. He's only a second behind and will soon be in striking distance. As here goes Samfak down the inside of Juho Sopanen. Sopanen goes off the track there for a second and has a compromised exit. Fact will be trying to take advantage and stand down the inside. Look how much time Sopanen has lost P10. As Fact takes P11. And Sopanen might be losing another place here to the car behind. Is that Michael Clark? No, it's Roland Mochin. Mochin has failed to make the move, but Sopanen, I think, try to fight back here, but he doesn't appear to be close enough. Doesn't appear to be close enough here, so he's gonna have to make do with the fact that he's lost 11th place. As Bapiro is trying to get back into this fight as well, in the silver file. Did I say that correctly? All right. Well, here goes Bapiro into the Mercedes-Benz corner. Not close enough to think about attacking just yet, but he is getting there. His pace isn't that terrible. Michael Clark also trying to join this train as Daniel Fraser. We're on board with him and still having a nice comfortable ride in second place. Of course, if something were to happen to Titkov, he would take advantage and take the lead. But Titkov is minding his own business right now, and he's pulling away nicely from Fraser. So Fraser, I think his goal will be to consolidate second. He's increased his advantage to Finks by another 2 tenths, so he is faster than his fellow compatriot, so that is good news for him. As here we have Jay McKenzie, he's in a fight with Hamid in front and with Finks two places up the road. This fight for third looks quite entertaining, and if they're not careful, the other guys from behind could join this fight as well. Because look at this, Hamid is getting closer to Finks. Surely he'll have a chance to attack him on the next lap. As here goes Will Neller down the inside of Mateusz Turvik, and Will Neller is up in 6th place. Nice and easy move for the former top class champion. He's made it work as now Turvik tries to fight back. Is he gonna dive into towards the Mercedes corner? I'm not sure he will. He thought about to dive there for a second, but inks but Robin in the end. So yeah, what else can I say really? Neller defends the inside into Mobile One. He's very careful there, and as a result, keeps hold of the position. Now it's up to him to pull away and go after the next target, which is Jay McKenzie, if I'm not mistaken, his former teammate, of course, in the top class. So yeah, let's see if Neller can give chase to McKenzie and try to claim 5th, because Turvik is not close enough to attack here. So I think his chances of retaking 6th are gone for the time being. He is trying to attack, he's gonna go down the inside, and he's decided to retake 6th by force and hits the back of Will Neller. But Will Neller holds on to the position. This is not good news for Turvik. Now he'll be under pressure from behind. Wee is getting closer, and he's getting ahead, taking advantage of Turvik's compromised exit. Xavier Wee is up at 7th place. Great stuff. And here goes Wee. He's taking the position. Nice and easy. He couldn't have asked for an easier overtake, to be honest. As now Bapira's trying to go down the inside, so is Graf. This could be spicy here. Graf has the inside line, almost hitting the back of Bapiro. Thankfully not, and Graf loses out on 15th. He's down to 16th still. Sorry, no, he was fighting the lapped car of Skillen. I thought he was racing these guys for real. I didn't realize it was a backmarker car. As now Gabriel Quintino has joined this fight as well. Look, he's right behind Wee and gonna try to attack him. Turvik, of course, under a lot of pressure. This is helping Neller. He's pulling away quite a lot. Hamid, meanwhile, has gotten very close to the back of Josh Finks. So that could be good for him. Maxim said he's watching the broadcast on TV. Nice. As now Jay McKenzie's going for a move on Hamid. Looks like Hamid had a look at turn 1 and failed to get the move done, which has given McKenzie an opportunity, and he's taken the opportunity well and reclaimed 4th place. Here goes Gabriel Quintino. Locking up, there was the Wee, but there's no contact. Quintino, though, has a compromised exit, and he will be under some attack from the car behind, so I think it's Victor Bobo. Points for top 8, yes. Flo? Okay, good. Good to remember. Alright, as Skillen now is trying to unlap himself, he's a long way off Blake Moore, so the next car... So Skillen's race is practically over, but he's going for the to unlap himself there, and this is annoying Graf quite a lot. Yeah, Graf is angry. He's not battling with the cars in front, he's battling with this backmarker car of Skillen, and he's diving down the inside, and Skillen has to make way for the blue flags. So Graf has taken the position. Not actual race position, just the track position. So he's now free to give chase to the cars in front of him. Lock up for Neller, sorry. And towards the Sud Curve, but Neller has kept it on track, thankfully. He avoided going out to the drag strip, which is a killer in the wet. But Will Neller still remains in 6th place. Thankfully, he didn't go off track, and he's pulling away from Turvik, despite that little scare in the last two corners. But yeah, Will Neller is pushing. Jay McKenzie is back in 4th, of course, thanks to Josh Finks defending the inside of turn 1 and compromising Hamid. But is there a point for fastest lap or not, Flo? There isn't. Okay, good. Because I haven't commentated a DTM race for a while, so just wanted to get a refresher. So this is all goody. Alright then. We're still on board with Maxim Titkov, who is leading the race and doing an amazing job. He's pulling away. 5.7 seconds is the gap. He will be pitting in a few laps time. I'm not sure exactly when. Josh Finks will be pitting a lap earlier, I predict, as he is fueled a lap lighter. And McKenzie has caught up to Finks, but not quite close enough to attack just yet. Though maybe in 2 laps time he will have a shot. We'll see. On to lap 17 perhaps. But right now, on to lap 16 we go. And Finks has not had the greatest pace on his light fuel load, but he has defended quite well. So his defense is quite encouraging, of course, and he'll be trying to hold on to that podium place as long as he can. We have Maxim Titkov just having a nice Sunday drive, even though it is a Saturday today. But alas, he is giving it his best shot. Fraser 5.9 behind, so Titkov stretching his legs and stretching his lead. Hamid tries to get back at Mackenzie. I think he knows he's faster than him and just desperately get on with it and get him, get things, and get onto the podium. I think Hamid knows this race is a podium potential, so he just has to make it work by passing these cars in front of him. And Josh Fings, he will be tricky to pass, though he will pit soon. So that's that. How much fuel left do they pit, Flo? 4 or 5 laps or something like that? Because I know they pit early. Right, so he'll pit in roughly about 3 laps time or so. Could be onto a 2-stop, could be on 1-stop, I don't really know. Either way, things will be under attack from Mackenzie. Here he is, look. 6 seconds between the leaders, as Finks is actually keeping pace with Fraser. Fraser hasn't pulled away too much. 2.6 is the gap between them. Mackenzie is gaining, though he's got slipstream, and he will be close enough to maybe attack into the hairpin. Not here, and he doesn't go for it. Finks felt the need to go defensive, which is gonna harm his run a little bit. Mackenzie's gonna get closer in the slipstream here. This will be his first opportunity. Can he seize it? He's gonna go for the inside here. Finks about shutting the door, but Jim Mackenzie will go for the attack. Can he take third place? He got his nose in front. And Jay Mackenzie is up in the third place. Finks' defense has come to an end, and Mackenzie has taken a podium place. Next one to target Finks will be Hamid, as here goes Sam Fak down the inside of Gabriel Quintino, and I think he's taken that place, but Finks is trying to dive back down the inside of Mackenzie, and he's done it. Brilliant counterattack. Wow, he used the traction and has retaken the position from Mackenzie. This is not good for Mackenzie because it's happened to him before. He's been overtaken at that corner before, and yeah, he's not happy about that. He's going to have to fight a little bit harder as the former top-class champion. And Gabriel Quintino is down in 11th place. Finks still in 3rd place. I thought his brave defense came to an end, but it's just gotten a whole lot braver with that counterattack. So brilliant dive bomb there to get in front of Mackenzie. Will he be pitting at the end of next lap, I wonder? No, he will not. He'll stay on track at least at least for one more lap. And Mackenzie and Hamid are all over the back of him. Josh Finks is under a lot of pressure. He's already closing the door on Mackenzie, but Mackenzie should have gotten the overlap here. Does Mackenzie get in front? He is in front, and Hamid tries to follow through. Hamid can't follow through. Finks loses a lot of time in the left-hander, and Mackenzie has taken P3 nicely. He can ask for a better overtake than that. But now it'll be Hamid's turn. He's gonna go down the inside of Josh Finks at the hairpin. Can he take 4th place from the Britain? Yes, he can. Down to 5th goes Josh Finks. Up to 4th goes Hamid. Great stuff. He's taking the place. But now, will Finks do as he did on the previous lap and dive back to reclaim his position? He's diving here. But Hamid shuts the door. Looks like Josh Finks' podium chances are now gone, I think. What do you think, Flo? Nobody got 2 stops, huh? Interesting. Well, anyway, let's wait and see if Finks will be pitting next lap. As lap 19 of this race already. This race has flown by, hasn't it, Flo? Yeah, indeed. Skillen down in 21st. His DTM debut could not have gone worse, I'm afraid. I mean, it could have gone worse if he retired the car, but honestly, I think it's better to retire the car than to sit at the back 40 seconds behind P20 and a lap down. If I was Skillen, I wouldn't retire the car, but I wouldn't be feeling so good, is what I'm saying. Now here we have a move from Sam Fucht. He's going to try to take 10th place from Gabriel Quintino, which he has taken. Into the hairpin, he got him even before the braking zone. So yeah, that's a nice speed advantage in the BMW. Good stuff, but will Quintino try to counterattack and dive bomb in towards Mercedes-Benz? He is dive bombing. He's taking the position. Great stuff from Gabriel Quintino. Looks like this fight is quite hot. And Fact is going to have to try a little bit harder if he wants to take hold of P10. Fangs overtook Hamid again. When did he get him? Because I'm surprised. He got him at... No, did Hamid make a mistake? Yes, Hamid went off the track at turn 1, a completely unforced error. And Fangs just said, thank you very much, I'll retake the position. So Josh Fangs is back in 4th. Mohamed Usman Hamid made a little mistake there. Will Fangs come in next lap, I wonder? And will Hamid try to come in a few laps after that? I'm not sure. But into turn 1 we go. Can Hamid take the position? One of these cars will have a compromised line. And that compromised car is going to be Fangs because he's gone off the track. He's been forced wide and has lost the position. And Will Neller, here he comes. Through comes Will Neller. Can he get past Fangs? No, he can't. He's quite close to his compatriot, but stays where he is. We, meanwhile, trying to overtake Turvik, fails. But Josh Fangs is now well and solidly down in 5th place, and Will Neller will pressure him. Confirmation there that he will pit from the engineer. So Josh Fangs will be the first one to make a scheduled stop, but here goes Xavier Wee down the inside of Mateusz Turvik. Can he take 7th place? Yes, he can. Good move from Xavier Wee. He's gone past Turvik. Next one to try to do the same will be Victor Bobo, who's finding some pace once again in this race. I thought he would drop back, but he's not dropping back to these guys. As here goes Turvik down the inside. Yellow flags at the first corner, but Turvik has taken 7th. And yellow flags are because Rubino Gonzalez had a spin. And can he keep it out of the wall? Yes, he can keep it out of the wall. But my goodness me, how did he spin out? Did he just spin off by himself? It looks as though he has spun off by himself. Went far too fast in the north curve and had a nice little spin, which has dropped him all the way down to P20. And his DTM debut is not going along too well. He's been overtaken by Blake Moore, and the only car he is in front of is Max Skillen. So Rubino Gonzalez will be feeling quite disappointed with today, I'm sure. But into the pits comes Josh Fangs, and this is going to promote Will Neller to 5th place for the time being. But in comes Fangs. As here goes Gabriel Quintino. His run is compromised because he tried to overtake Xavier Wee into turn 1 but failed. And here goes Sam Fucht taking 8th position from Gabriel Quintino. This is the effect of a compromised line after turn 1. It really wrecks your chances of holding on to the track position. So if you want to get, I said it in a previous season as well. If you want to get past someone at turn 1, there are 3 outcomes. 1, you crash. 2, you have a very compromised line. 3, the other guy goes off track and you overtake him. That's what's going to happen every single time. It's going to be one of those 3. Or you can just stay behind and not go for the move and just wait for the next corner like a smart driver would. So 4 things that can happen technically at turn 1. And for Gabriel Quintino, unfortunately, his run was completely compromised because he failed to make the move and he failed to force the other guy off the track. As now the race leader, Maxim Titkov, who's had a brilliant first stint, is coming into the pits. This is going to give Fraser the lead temporarily, but in comes Titkov. How much fuel does the race leader have? 28 laps of fuel. We'll take him to the end quite comfortably, so that should be goodie for him. Mackenzie is also into the pits. He's got enough fuel to go to the end too, so that's obviously good for him. Looks like everybody will be on the 1-stop, or most people will be on the 1-stop. Mochen goes through into 8th place. Sopanen is in 9th, but of course Sopanen hasn't pitted. As there goes Franco Gamba, gets himself in front. Mackenzie Skillen is trying to unlap himself from Mackenzie, almost colliding with him. Sorry, that was Bapiro, not Gamba. Wrong orange car. As now Titkov is under attack from Turvik. Turvik takes 3rd on the road for now, but Titkov, of course, is not racing these guys. He doesn't care about them. He just wants to get onto the to lead this race once everyone makes their stops. And he doesn't want to be losing time in traffic because who knows, he could be weaker in the second stint. than Fraser is, for instance. He doesn't want to be caught up. So Titkov needs to just get past these guys and pull away with his fresher tires. And towards Mobile 1, there's no way he can pass there. He wasn't close enough. And towards Zux, he can't get it done either. Fraser, I think he'll be pitting soon enough. But Turvik has got a car between himself and Xavier Wee, which is crucial for him. So as much as he is pissing off the race leader by keeping him behind, he's gonna try his best to keep him behind. As in comes Hamid. Hamid comes into the pits. What will Titkov do into turn 1? 4 events that can happen, and he sits nicely behind like a smart driver and sets up the move for turn 3. This is how you do it. And he's got the inside line. Can he take the position? No, he can't, I'm afraid. But he had a nice look there. He's lost a lot of time though. As now Wee is trying to take position from Titkov. Doesn't really matter in the economy of this race, of course, because we will come into the pits at the end of this lap. But alas, he's going down the inside, he's taking the place. I mean, third goes Xavier Wee. Next target for him is the man who is really racing. But there's been yellow flags because Victor Bobo has had a spin and is out of this race. Is he out? I think he's lost his wheel there. Yeah, I don't. His car isn't moving. He should be out. What's happened to him though? Yeah, he's lost the wheel. He's out of this race. But how did he end up in this position? Because spinning on the inside is something unusual. Usually it's spin on the exit of a corner, not right after the apex. How did he? Surely he collided with somebody because there is a pit call, and I think it's so Gabriel Quintino. I think Bobo and Quintino have collided. Or was it with someone else? It was with someone else. It was Sam Fact, in fact. No pun intended. He had the spin there with Fact, and then it got collected by Quintino. This is what happened. And it was Quintino who dealt the finishing blow to Victor Bobo's race. And took damage himself right after his pit stop as well. Yeah, Victor Bobo, unlucky collision with Fact, and then it was impossible for Quintino to avoid him. So Victor Bobo is unfortunately out of this race. Wee into the pits. Meanwhile, he'll relieve Titkov of the pressure, but there are yellow flags for turn. Flo, do you count the Iron Fart Parabolica as turn 2 or turn 3?
I would say it's turn 3.
Right, well then I'm gonna call it turn 3 because I know turn 1 is turn 1 and the hairpin is turn 6, but I was a little bit confused if it was turn 2 or 3. So we're gonna go with turn 3 then. So turn 3, we got yellow flags in the area. Gabriel Quintino into the pits to repair his damage. This is derailing his race because he has already pitted. And so shortly after his previous stop, he's coming back into the pits. Only adding a tiny amount of fuel, but a repair job for the mechanics. And Quintino will emerge at the back of the pack. Fraser, is that a pit call for Fraser? Or did my eyes trick me for a second there? Yes, it is. Fraser is coming into the pits. Gap was around 7 seconds to Titkov before the stops. What will the gap be afterwards? Because of course Titkov has been a little bit impeded over the last few laps. So we'll see the gap between the two of them. Maybe Fraser will gain a little, maybe he's lost a little, who knows really. We'll get a gap update soon enough. Yellow flag's still out there. 5.9 second stop for Fraser, quite good. Titkov obviously retakes the position as Fraser he is racing with Sopanen. Sopanen into third. Great stuff from the Finnish driver. Even though it's not legitimately third. He hasn't pitted yet. He needs to pit. And Fraser is behind Sopanen. So there is a car between himself and Maxim Titkov. But Sopanen will pit eventually. And then we'll see the gap. Turvik will pit. Which means Titkov will retake the lead. And looks like the overcut is actually a little bit stronger. Because Turvik is pulling away from Titkov. As down the inside goes Max Skillen on Gabriel Quintino, sorry, on TJ Bapiro, sorry, trying to unlap himself, but Bapiro has the better line through the flat-out right-hander and holds on. Skillen has been trying to unlap himself from nearly everybody this race, hasn't he? And this is obviously not good news for TJ Bapiro, who is a little bit unnerved. As Franco Gamba makes his pit stop, fuel to the end of the race. Matusz Turvik is coming into the pits meanwhile, and Yep, Titkov will retake the lead, and I expect him to hold on to the lead to the end unless something happens to him. So yeah, Titkov is back in the lead of the race. We'll see what his gap is to Fraser momentarily. But right now, in comes Matur Sturvik. We'll take a look at his pit stop. Yeah, my dad once said I don't really have the vocabulary to be a good commentator, but I'm trying my best here. As now Mackenzie uh, is fighting with. Is that a lapped car? Please tell me it's not Skillen. It is Skillen. Skillen, what are you doing? As Mackenzie is in 4th place, Mochin is quite close to. I'm not quite sure who that is in front of him. It's Graf. Graf in 11th place. Fanks has dropped down to 7th, but there are some people I think who haven't pitted yet. Skillen unlaps himself from Mackenzie, and it is true, he is unlapping himself from everybody in this race. And he will pit soon enough as well, but Mackenzie puts a lap on him once again, and Skillen is really hampering Jay Mackenzie right here. But he is between himself and Hamid, so he's given Mackenzie a little bit of a cushion from the attacks of Mohamed Osman Hamid. So the Indonesian will have to get past Skillen first. And getting past Skillen is easy, but Skillen will try to get you back. That's the thing, as look at this, Graf had a little look down the inside here for P11, but he's failed to retake the position. Sopanen comes into the pits from 2nd, and he should drop outside the points. Fraser's back in 2nd, so momentarily we will check the gap, but first, in comes Juho Sopanen. Skillen, meanwhile, stays in front of Hamid still. He'll pit this lap though, so Hamid's pain will be over with the traffic. He laps Skillen. Next target for him is Jay Mackenzie. And this fight is well and truly back on, isn't it? It'll be for 3rd once Sopanen makes it. Wait, no, there is Sopanen. He's in 10th, so it is for 3rd, right? Because Fraser was in 2nd. I forgot for a second that Fraser was in 2nd, but now Skillen is unlapping himself. This is a meme. This is becoming a meme rapidly. He unlaps himself from Hamid, and until he pits, he's going to be a massive headache for Mohamed Usman Hamid, who's trying to lap him again, but fails. And this is helping Mackenzie pull away a little bit. Fraser is 5.9, so he has gained onto Maxim Titkov, but not so much. So Titkov still leads, and I will have to wait and see if Titkov still has a pace advantage or not. Either way, he should be good to win this race. Mochin, meanwhile, is thinking about a dive here down the inside. I believe that is Dennis Graf. He goes for the dive. Somehow they don't touch. This is a brilliant piece of racing. Skillen gets lapped again into the Mobile 1 corner. He just wants to be a nuisance to the cars around him, it looks like. But he's been lapped, and now he's going to come into the pit, so these guys are probably not going to see him again this race. Mochin thinks about a dive into Mobile 1 on Graf, but fails. 5.9 still between the leaders. Looks like they might be evenly matched for pace now. So that is good news for Titkov, because all he needs to do is keep this gap, and he will win this race. He's got less than 20 laps, well, he's got 20 laps left, actually. As Max Skillen comes into the pits, Hamid's pain is over. He's free to chase after Mackenzie, as now the other Polish driver of Turvik is in a fight with Xavier Wee. Both of them have jumped Josh Finks. No, is that Josh Finks? No, Wee is behind, sorry. They haven't jumped Finks. Finks is right there up in front. And Finks will have to defend against Turvik, who is gaining the slipstream. Here comes the Rosberg driver. He's gonna go down the inside. Can Turvik take the position from Finks? And the man who started 2nd drops down to 7th. Turvik takes the position. Can Finks try to fight back like he did earlier against Mackenzie? 6 seconds, so Titkov is pulling away, but here comes Josh Finks. He's gonna think about diving down the inside to retake the position. He dives down the inside, he retakes 6th place. Brilliant move from Josh Finks, and his defense is a little bit sturdier than you would expect. He is fighting hard. It is his first race, but he is fighting very hard as Gonzalez, after his pit stop, emerges in 19th. Titkov, meanwhile, has got the pace advantage onto Fraser, not as big as it was in the first stint. Actually, he's lost 3/10 of a second there, but Fraser's advantage shouldn't be big. I think Titkov should still be comfortable for a race win, as now Turvik is having his fight with Finks resume in towards the first corner. 4 outcomes that can happen. Which one is it going to be? He's got a much better run, but his run will be compromised now. So that's the outcome we had this time. And Xavier Wee is going to dive down the inside and take the position. He tried to force him wide there, but Wee had a much better speed. And thanks to that speed differential, he's taken the place quite easily. as Sam Fact is trying to get involved in this battle as well. He wants points on his debut. He's going to pass Turvik to do that, but Things has pulled away massively from these lot. Turvik is not close enough to overtake Wee, and Things has got a healthy gap to Wee for the time being. How are you guys in the chat, by the way? Let me know how you are, because I hope you're feeling good. As we want everyone to have a good time here, of course. Ditkov v Fraser, what is the gap like? We will see very shortly, as we're about to get onto lap 30. It's been another 10 laps flying right there. Fraser is 5.6. He's gained another 10th. We're gonna get another update into Sector 3 though. Let's see, is Fraser gaining onto Titkov? 5.5. He is gaining onto Titkov, but the gains are marginal. I don't expect him to catch him before the end of this race. So Titkov played the strategy right. You fueled a little lighter to pull away in the first stint, and should have an unassailable gap in the second stint, even if Fraser is a little bit faster. So Titkov, will his strategy pay off by the end of the race? We will see. Fraser is giving it his best shot though. He's not slow, that is for certain. Mackenzie is 6.9 behind Fraser. We're not gonna get an update, thank you. Thank you, game. And yeah, we're not getting an update on that, I'm afraid, but we will see in the future what the gap is like, if Mackenzie can close on to Fraser or not. But I think Mackenzie has to worry now about the car in front, rather the car behind, Mohammed Usman Hamid, whom he has been battling pretty much the entirety of this race on Chagri Flow. As Turvik is trying to close back onto Wee, he is regretting that failed lunge he made at turn 1 onto Things, that's for sure, because this cost him a lot of time and track position. But they are closing onto Things, these three, and if they're not careful, they could bring Sopanen into play as well. Fraser, what is the gap to Mackenzie? 6.7. So Mackenzie is faster, but like with Fraser, I don't expect him to catch the car in front, because he's keeping a consistent pace. Even if Titkov is a little slower, he's only a few hundreds of laps slower. Nothing major. So Fraser, if he gains, he won't be gaining much. That's it. That's a big important thing you gotta remember, guys. As now Turvik, it did not go for a move into turn 1. He's gonna think about a move into turn 2 on Wee. Wee keeps him behind. Wee is sizing up things. He's getting closer and closer, but not close enough to attack just yet, and he knows it. He needs to worry about his defense, because into the slipstream comes Matusz Turvik. He's gaining a lot. Up the gears we go. Actually, these cars only have 6 gears, and so we're not going any further than that, but Turvik goes further than 7th. Then 8th place. He goes back up into 7th and has a position for Matusz Turvik. Made brilliant advantage of the slipstream, but Wee is not done. He's gonna dive. You know he's gonna dive. Down the inside goes Xavier Wee. He's gonna try to retake the place, and a brilliant dive bump to retake 7 from Xavier Wee. You knew the dive was coming, and he made it work. Turvik loses further time as a result, and he is under pressure from Fact. Fact is hungry for those points. He's gonna go for it right here into Mobile 1. You can tell how hungry he is, but he can't take the position right now. This is brilliant racing flow. Brilliant racing, and I hope you guys in the chat are enjoying this. Like I said, we want everyone to have a fun time, and I think we are having a fun time right now. Only 15 laps to go in this race. This race is flying by, but I'm very, very excited about this. As now some fact is going to go down the inside. 4 out comes the turn 1. Which one is it going to be? It's going to be Turvik going off the track and losing the position. Turvik's day goes from bad to worse. Sopanen takes the position as well, as now Sopanen is going to try to attack Fact into turn 3. He can't. He has to sell for knife. As there's a spin for TJ Papiro. TJ Papiro's had a spin out of turn 1, and he crashes it into the wall. He's taking damage. No, TJ, what are you doing? Oh, come on, man. He's taking damage, and his race has gone from bad to worse. Turvik, he's dropped from 7th to 10th in the space of a lap, but he's diving to try to retake knife at the very least. Brilliant dive bomb past Sopanen. He overtakes him. The next target for him is some Fact. But I want to see how TJ Papiro had that spin. Looks like he just spun on his own accord. We've seen this spin before in this race. Just carried way too much confidence and speed into the north curve, and skilling got front row seat. In fact, he almost got collected by the car, but good instinct to dodge there on the exit of the corner. But I'm afraid Papiro has had a spin and crashed it into the wall. He did not need to do that. He just made his day more complicated. He could have a crack at the fastest lap, but it's not like we give away points for the fastest lap, so he can go for it if he wants to after he pits and repairs his damage, but it doesn't really matter. As Titkov has a 5.6 second gap to Fraser, so he's keeping the gap consistent. He's just doing a good race management. Mackenzie has gained onto Fraser, gap is 6.3, but I don't expect him to catch. I think he's gonna have his hands full defending from this man, Mohammed, who is quite close behind Mackenzie, and this fight for a third could go on to the checkered flag because I can't really tell them apart in pace. They've been evenly matched this entire race, and no one has been able to pull away clearly as Campana overtakes the damaged car of Bapiro. Yes, George, points are still for the top 8, as now Hamid is closing in on Mackenzie, just just using some probing attacks perhaps, to see what Mackenzie's defense is like, how he responds to his moves. And he doesn't need to commit to an overtake right now. He doesn't need to go for it aggressively. He's got time until the end of this race. He's got a pace advantage. He's got a big gap to the next car. Hamid doesn't have to worry. He can take his time overtaking Mackenzie, is what I'm saying. As Dennis Graf, who started in 21st, is all the way up into 11th. So maybe if he's lucky, he can have a shot at points, especially because things are appearing very slow. If he's not careful, there could be a big train. Xavier Wee needs to get past things, otherwise if he gets bogged down in the train, it won't be good for him. But Piro in the pits, he could emerge close to these guys and hold them up. That wouldn't be good. No, he comes out of the pits earlier. He won't be holding up these guys for the time being anyway. But Wee is gaining onto things into turn 1. 4 outcomes, as I said. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be the driver... No, is it going to be the driver sticks smartly behind and sets up a move for the next corner? See, Wee is a smart driver, and Things defends on for dear life, shuts the inside, and as a result, keeps Wee behind. Wee was a little scared there, you had to tell. I could tell, I mean. As now Bapiro is holding up Daniel Fraser, which is not good for Fraser. Fraser is just managing his own race, really, keeping the gap nice to the car behind. So Fraser shouldn't be too impeded by Bapiro. As Hamid looks like he's lost a little bit of ground to Mackenzie. The Pole trying his damn hardest to pull away from the Indonesian. And fun fact, Poland and Indonesia, his flags are each other upside down, so this is a true rivalry, not just between two drivers, but between two nations with two different flags, which look like a carbon copy of each other, except they're upside down. So there's that. Poland versus Indonesia, which one is going to prevail, Mackenzie or Hamid? Will it be Mackenzie or will it be Hamid? I don't know, but this fight should go on to the checkered flag. It's going to be very exciting. Either way, Hamid is gaining on the approach turn 3. Not close enough. He's not going to be close enough to a hairpin at this rate either. But he is a little closer to Mackenzie here. Let's see if he's getting enough slipstream. Enough of a dose of slipstream. No, it's not going to be enough. He will close in a little bit, but not so much. As now Wee has thought about another look at Finks, but Finks defends the inside and keeps the position. We should have him onto the straight here into the Parabolica. If we can get him at the Spitzkar at the hairpin, that would be good for Xavier Wee. He's going for the inside, sizing up a move on Josh Finks. Can he take 6th place from the Brit? He's going for it down the inside, goes Xavier Wee, and that is 6th place. But we've seen it twice already in this race. Finks can dive back and retake position. Wee has to be wary of that dive bomb. He's made it himself work. As Finks about to dive, but Finks better off it. And Wee holds on to P6. That should be it for him. He can just pull away from Finks now, as Finks will be someone else's pain. We can just focus on pulling away and securing his P6. Finks, meanwhile, will have to defend from Sam Fact and the other cars who are giving chase. This is quite interesting. Finks and Fact, of course, former drivers in the Entrance Series. They fought each other there. They're gonna fight each other now. But he's gonna get him one last look at Wee as the fight resumes between the two of them. Let's see. Fact, meanwhile, is thinking of a move here. Torvik and Sopanen are trying to get onto these guys as well. Wee is trying his damn hardest to pull away, but down the inside is gonna go Sam Fact. Down the inside of Josh Finks. Finks goes wide. Fact has taken the place. Brilliant move to take some of Finks is thinking about coming back at him, but he can't. Some fact up to 7th place, and Josh Finks is down to 8th, but he's got slipstream, and he can still counterattack on towards the hairpin. Can he do it? Here goes Josh Finks. Down the inside goes the Brit. Can he retake 7 from Fact? Yes, he can. But now watch out for the run down to Mercedes-Benz. Watch out for the dive bomb because Finks knows it can come. And the Fact, will he dive bomb? He will not dive bomb, which means Finks retakes the position. Sopanen will dive bomb. He takes 10th. So Sopanen not letting go of 10th place. He's overtaking the car of Dennis Graf with the dive bomb there. Into Mobile 1. Fact had a little look at Finks, but failed to get it done. This is helping Safir we pull away from these guys massively, solidifying his 6th place. Meanwhile, Mohamed Usman Hamid is gaining onto Jay McKenzie. He is very close. He's much closer than he was last time we checked. But still, not close enough to make the move. This fight, I told you earlier, I'm telling you again, is going to go down to the checkered flag. As into turn 1 we go, Fact v Finks. Finks is going wide. He goes off track, but he keeps the position. He didn't lose out, as this could be a free wide moment. No, Turvik is going to go down the inside. Fact shuts the door, and Fact holds on to the position. Sopanen and Graf trying to follow through as well. As I got a text from somebody else, let me just check. Alright, I texted that person, so it's all good now. We can get back to the racing action. There you go. Sopanen is having the inside line. Automator Turvik, he takes 9th place. Can you help Sopanen get his first point? He needs to take one more position. And he's gonna fight his former entrance series rivals for that last points position. But Turvik isn't done either. You know, Turvik is quite desperate to retake the place, but not right now. He can't take it right now. He can dive bomb. Wasn't close enough. McKenzie is 5.5 down onto Fraser, so he's not gonna catch him. Hamid is half second down on McKenzie. Turvik has been, he should have been in the points, but he made some bad decisions in wheel-to-wheel combat, and it's cost him track position multiple times. So as a result, he's dropped down to P10. Let's see if he can overtake Sopanen in towards the first corner, maybe. Into the sub curve we go. And Turvik is getting a run, but he's not close enough. Meanwhile, Fact is attacking Finks into turn 1, and his run is massively compromised. Sopanen will have his chance at overtaking some Fact here. Fact just doesn't have the speed. Look at the straight line speed differential between these three cars. It's a free wide moment, and Sopanen is up in the 8th place. He is in the points just like he wanted. Turvik is back up in the 9th place. Fact has lost 2 places, down at 10th, and could lose another to his compatriot Dennis Graf. No, Graf is having some bad straight line speed right now. Fact is actually trying to come back at Turvik. Turvik is shying door, and this is a brilliant move from Fact. He's retaken 9th. But Sopanen is taking full advantage and moved himself up in 8th place. Brilliant from Sopanen, isn't it, Flo?
Yeah, Sopanen has really been moving up through the field in the last few laps.
Yes, indeed. He's been having a good time recently, as Dennis Graf still stuck in 11th place, and looks like some more people are going to join this train flow. So this battle could get even wilder with Josh Finks presumably holding everyone up. Next car to target Josh Finks will be Sopanen. So that'll be interesting. Hamid v McKenzie, like I said earlier, going down to the checkered flag. And Hamid still hasn't found a killer knockout punch to beat McKenzie and take the position. They're just so evenly matched at the moment. Franco says, who let Bapiro join the grid? Come on, man, that's a little harsh. Bapiro isn't terrible. Bapiro isn't that bad. Look at this. Sopanen, Fact, Turvik. How did Sopanen get passed by these guys? Turvik is back at 8th place. Did Sopanen go off track? Yes, he did. He went off track on his own. Unforced error. And as a result, he's lost 2 places. He's going to have to do all that hard work again. As Turvik went down the inside of Fact here and retook 8th place. He's back in the points where he knows he belongs. And Turvik's goal now will be to defend because he will be under counterattack. No, Fact isn't close enough. Sopanen is already back of Fact, as is Graf. Graf is going to try to go for the outside. Not going to work. Sopanen will try to go for the inside. Will it work? It will work with the dive bomb. No, it won't. He's had to jump on the brakes mid-corner. You never want to do that. It compromises your exit. And Sopanen, as a result, drops back down to 10th place, Fact in 9th, and Graf's been in 11th for the longest time. Meanwhile, back to the fight for third. And Mackenzie is keeping Hamid honest, not giving the Indonesian many opportunities to attack. As welcome to the chat, Sam. Hope you're having a good time. As looks like in towards turn 2, Hamid might have a very big chance to get past Jay Mackenzie. No, he doesn't go for it. Interesting. He's trying to line him up onto the Parabolica. This will be his biggest chance yet for Mohamed Usman Hamid this stint. He's gaining in the slipstream on Mackenzie and he's gonna go for the inside. Can the pole put up a defense? He's not trying. We got yellows at turn 1 meanwhile. So we have to cut from Hamid's overtake. Hamid has taken third, but it looks like Turvik's been involved in some sort of incident. He's gone off the track and he's kissed away his chances at points completely. He spun on his own accord. Just went far too fast into the corner, ended up off track, ended up spinning, and as a result took himself out of points contention. What a shame for Turvik. But what a bad mistake that is to make. He was clearly feeling some pressure. Mackenzie, is he thinking about to dive onto Hamid? He's thinking of the dive, but he can't do it right now. He can't retake the position. We'll have to see if he can stick with Hamid, or if he's going to have to stick behind and just watch as Hamid pulls away. Because I don't think this bell is done by a long shot. But I could be wrong, of course. What will it be? I'm not sure. Titkov still leads. So he's having a relaxing time. Just pulling away from Fraser. Gap is 6.1 seconds, so he's not pulling away much. But he doesn't need to win this race by 10 million miles. He can just win by 6 seconds, it'll be all fine to him. He's only got a few laps left in this race. This race has absolutely flown by Flo. As Hamid, he knows this fight isn't over just yet. Mackenzie will give it his damned hardest to fight back and retake third place. I don't think this fight will be over until the fat lady sings, and the fat lady hasn't sung yet. Jay Mackenzie has not given up on Hamid just yet. Skillen is once again going to try to unlap himself from some people. Michael Clark now will put a lap onto Skillen. Skillen had a terrible run, and Michael Clark puts a lap onto him. Clark, of course, up to 12th place, all the way up from 10th. Flo, do we do national anthems in DTM or not?
We do.
Right, but we're not gonna do an anthem if a Russian wins the race. Alright? And Skillen unlaps himself from Clark. So there will be no national anthem. Assume if Titkov wins, there will be no national anthem. Sorry, but that's what happens when you attack other countries. As there's been a big attack from Clark onto Skillen. He's hit him, and Skillen is being a nuisance to so many people today. I understand he wants to carry on racing, and not retire the car, but he's being annoying to Clark, and Clark here had a little look, but completely misjudged his spatial awareness there. But Michael Clark has lapped Skillen. He'll be hoping Skillen doesn't try to unlap himself. Welcome, Jay. Good to see you. How are you doing? Titkov continues to increase his lead. As I'm getting once again a text from the person I was messaging earlier, so I'll be right back. Looks like Graf was having a little look here. He is up in the 10th place as a result of Turvik's spin, and he is fighting with Sopanen for 9th. He's gonna go for the outside though, it's not gonna work. He's losing straight line speed as a result of having to back out, and he can't take the position here. Clark furious with Skillen in the chat, looks like. Well, if you're holding someone up, obviously, you're going to be pretty upset as we've got 5 laps to go for our race leader. This race has flown by. Hamid, meanwhile, has pulled a 1 second cushion onto Mackenzie, so it looks like the fight for third could be over. Unless Hamid makes a mistake. This would allow Mackenzie to get right back in it, so the work isn't done for Hamid. He still needs to fight to pull away and keep his gap to Mackenzie. Keep it where it is or grow it larger. That's how you'll secure third. Because if he makes the tiniest slip up, Mackenzie will be all over the back of him. So he needs to be careful and bring the car home to take third. Gonzalez, meanwhile, has overtaken Blake Moore, but these guys are a lap down. So yellow flags, meanwhile, is for Blake Moore. That's why he was overtaken. He's out this race with an engine failure. Engine failure from Moore. It's a water leak to be precise, and he is out of retirement in this race. His DTM. Wait, this is not his debut, is it? Or is it? I think it might be his debut, but nevertheless,
It's his debut.
it is his debut and it has not gone to plan. First, he was involved in the chaos early on, and now he's got an engine failure. So Blake Moore, out of retirement from this race, and yeah, he won't be happy with today's performance. But you could argue he wasn't to blame. And this, he definitely wasn't to blame for this engine failure. What a shame for Blake Moore, just not a good day. He held up somebody here, but yeah, Blake Moore is out. He'll be going back to the garage and have a debrief with his engineers and try to get back and have a good time next race, of course. There's nothing he can do now this race anymore. He is out. Yellow flags, of course, for the Mercedes-Benz grandstand corner. So keep an eye out on that. Yellow flags are lifted now, so the marshals doing a superb job clearing the car quickly. Xavier Wee, meanwhile, having a nice relaxing time in P6, so that's good for him. Okay, Michael. As Sopanen, meanwhile, is not having the pace to catch up to Fact. In fact, Graf, and no pun intended, is pressurizing Sopanen. Finks, is Fact catching on to Finks, or because I'm not quite sure actually. As now, Dennis Graf is gaining onto Juho Sopanen, but he's not gaining enough to take the place. Maybe getting towards turn 3. He's definitely got a chance. He's gonna go down the inside. Sopanen is gonna shut the door as he would to defend. And he does defend, he keeps him behind. It's tough from Juho Sopanen. 1.1 meanwhile between Hamid and Mackenzie. He's gained another tenth of a second. In a fight this close, every tenth is crucial. And every tenth is crucial in this fight as well. Graf is gonna go down the inside of Juho Sopanen. Can he take 9th place? Yes, he can. Watch out though, because you know the dive into Mercedes-Benz can happen. And Sopanen has the traction, has the speed. All he has to do now is have the confidence to dive it down the inside, but he doesn't dive. He wasn't close enough. 3 laps to go for our race leader, Maxim Titkov. As in the meantime, my voice is close to dead. But as long as everyone is having a good time, then I don't care if my voice does. With a little bit of water and some rest, my voice will heal. I just want everyone to have a good time, that's all. As, yeah, Fraser, 6.5 behind. Fraser has been having a really quiet race ever since he took second, man. Wouldn't you agree, Flo? Flo?
Yeah, I can agree with that because he has been completely alone after his first pit stop. Just
Yeah,
managing.
can people hear you as well? Or is it like with Yuri and people can't hear you?
They should be able to hear me.
Okay, good. Sopanen, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Graf. Of course, we saw that overtake a lap ago, but he's trying to get back at him. This fight isn't finished yet, is Juho Sopanen saying. It's not finished yet, and he's taking the place back. Back into ninth goes Juho Sopanen, but I think points could be a little bit of a long shot for him now, as Max Skillen is annoying Clark even more. He unlaps himself again. Come on, Max, what are you doing? You've unlapped yourself from so many people in this race. Just stay behind. Sorry, Max, I don't mean to be harsh, but why are you racing with other people who are a lap in front of you? Oh, almost crashing into him there. Yeah, Skillen definitely not making friends with Michael Clark at the moment. He is harming his chances of a good result. Sure, I don't think Clark has the time to catch up to the points anyway, but he doesn't want to be battling a backmarker car. Skillen should just either pull away or let him by and stay behind, and not try to unlap himself all the time. There are good back markers and there are bad back markers, and there is Fact trying to overtake Finks. Finks goes off the track, and Fact should have a better exit and a better line in towards turn 3. And Fact is up in the 7th place. Finks down in 8th as Graf down the inside of Soppanen. Tries to take 9th but fails. With 2 laps to go, Soppanen still has a chance of 8th if he can catch and pass Josh Finks. So I think it's a little bit of a tall order given the gap. What do you think, Flo?
Sorry, can you repeat again? I did not listen right now.
I don't think Soppanen can catch Finks in time. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't think he will. Things will most likely try to attack Fact, and Sopanen has to watch out.
Flo asked if he should disqualify Skillen. I think he meant it as a joke, of course. But nevertheless, we are on to the last lap with the race leader. Not with these guys just yet. It looks like every fight we've got so far has pretty much died down because Finks is losing ground to Fact. Fact is pulling away nicely. He's secured 7 for himself. He can be pretty happy with that. He's going to get points on his debut. And he beat his former entrance series rival to do it. So he'll be delighted with that. Juho Soppanen will miss out on the points. So then it's Graf. But Graf will definitely be encouraged after today's performance. He's starting 21st. He is in 10th, and he still has a chance to get 9th of Juho Soppanen. In towards turn 2, this will be his last opportunity. He might have an opportunity on the hairpin as well. He's going to wait for the hairpin, I think. Soppanen is gaining onto things, but just not gaining enough. Meanwhile, enough of their fight, we have to look at Maxim Titkov, who could not have had a more straightforward race. He started up on pole, he built a gap in the first stint, and then just managed his pace in the second stint, and is going to be back to winning ways for Maxim Titkov. What a dominant drive he has had today. He didn't win by a lot, but he wins by 6.5 seconds. And Maxim Titkov wins at Hockenheim. Brilliant stuff from him. He's just been untouchable today. 7 seconds, not 6.5. Close enough. Fraser finishes second. Quiet race for him, but he'll be delighted with that. Hamid takes the podium. He is third. Jay McKenzie finishes P4. He'll be a little upset to have lost out the battle with Hamid, but he gave it his best shot anyway. Will Neller will be finishing P5. Not bad for the old-timer. He finishes 5th. Xavier Will will finish 6th after a lot of battling today. He takes P6. Sam Fact will take points on his debut. He'll be happy with that. Takes P7. Josh Finks will hold on to get 1 point. Graf will finish P9, and so he did get Soppanen. Soppanen is P10. Mochin P11. Clark P12, and he'll be unhappy with Skillen there. Dorvik 13th. Skillen last. Campana 14th, not a good race for him, I'm afraid, but there are plenty of races, he will have time. Quintino 15th, Franco Gamba 16th, just not been his day, I'm afraid. Gonzalez 17th. And that is it, race over. And Maxim Titkov is your first winner of the DTM season. He will be delighted at that. Here we have the results then. Maxim Titkov is the winner. His teammate actually finished third, but Daniel Fraser sandwiched the two of them. He finishes second. Jay McKenzie, 4th place, with Will Nutter 5th, Xavier Wee 6th, Sam Frank 7th, with Josh Finks rounding out the points by half a second in 8th. Dennis Graf 9th, Juho Soppanen 10th, Roland Muchin 11th. If I had a co-commentator, I would ask him to do the second half, but I don't, so I'm going to keep going. Michael Clark 12th, Mateusz Turvik 13th, Lynn Campana 14th, Gabriel Quintino 15th, Franco Gamba 16th, Rubino Gonzalez 17th, a lap down TJ Bapiro and Max Skillen, and the retirements Blake Moore, Victor Bobo, and Will Parrish. Will Parrish will puncture, Bobo with an incident, and Blake Moore with an engine failure. Mohamed Usman Hammond, meanwhile, takes the fastest lap. No points for that, but you can take it for pride, and he'll be happy with that. So Hamid takes the fastest lap, and because the winner is Russian, there will be no national anthem. So I'll just ask you, Flo, who is driver of the day for you?
Well, for me it's Maxim Titkov.
Same. Well, that's been it from this race in Hockenheim. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Tell me if you had a good time, because I hope you have a good time. I hope the commentary was good today. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining the stream today. Thank you for bearing with my annoying voice. But yeah, I'm glad I got to commentate this race for you guys, and I will see you again whenever I see you again. Obviously, I will be back to do F2 qualifying, but not the race. on the Tuesday. Sorry. So I will be back on Monday with F2. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And we will see you again with DTM next time. I'm not even sure where round 2 is, but alas, we will see you again soon. And thank you very much, guys, for tuning in today. Have a safe rest of your day and have fun.